Okay guys, in this video I'm gonna walk you through an n8n workflow solution that I have created, and not only that, but also how I was able to create a presentation layer or a mini software on top of that n8n workflow. This tutorial is gonna be really helpful for you if you would like to build n8n workflows, but you also want to really visualize and give your clients a tangible product, or even if you have some personal workflow going on and you want to interact with it through a software, then this tutorial is going to be definitely for you. So the problem I had personally and I needed a workflow for is finance tracking. I know it's an old problem, I know there's a lot of apps, but for my specific use case, it's really hard for me to track my finances. I have a lot of bank accounts going on, I have a lot of currencies, I'm not using all of the bank accounts, but also I make a lot of transfers between some of the accounts from different currencies and so on. And also, to be honest, I don't like to go to an app, type in manually, create a new transaction, fill out the form so it can save the transaction. Like, to be honest, if the transaction value is very low, I wouldn't do that. So it's hard for me to keep track of my finance. So I thought, why I just don't create n8n workflow that when I send a voice message to a Telegram bot or a text message to a Telegram bot, it transcribes that message. It extracts some key details from the message, like the amount, the category of the transaction, the bank accounts I mentioned, the currency I mentioned, and it creates a new record in a database and push that into the database. And while everything is saved into the database, why I don't also use AI coder like Windsurf, which is like Cursor as well, to create me a dashboard or a nice presentation layer of this database. So it's a workflow. The workflow push data to a database, and we have an AI coded software that pull out the data from the software. So let me walk you through the software. Also, I'm gonna walk you through the workflow, and we're gonna connect those together. See you guys quickly how I was able to set up that, what was the flow look like. So this is the dashboard. I can pretty much filter by date. So if I filter by month, it gives me starting from April 1 till today date, which is 20 April. I can see all of the details. I can see total expenses, total income, expense distribution, income sources, and I can see all of my account balances, recent transaction. Also, I can come here. I can see all of my accounts, currencies I currently have. I can add an accounts. I can see all of the transaction here in this table. I can transfer money between different accounts. So I can transfer between this USD accounts to this USD account or this another currency account. It has the balance, so I don't go over the balance. I can transfer 100 and I can type test for the YouTube video, and I'm gonna click transfer money, and boom, it transferred. Now let's go search for it. As you can see, we have the transaction record here, okay, between the account, the source account, the destination accounts. We can add a manual transaction, of course, and we can see all of the categories of the transaction. So this is all of the categories I have right now. I can add a new category. I can edit a category name. And yeah, that's basically it. Very simple, okay? Now let's go to the automation part. So the automation part is also fairly simple. So what happens is, when a new Telegram message come out to this nice chatbot, so this is a nice chatbot I created. I'm gonna show you also how we can create that. So basically I send a voice message. Once I send a voice message or a text message, the workflow determine or split. Is this a voice or text? If it's a voice, we get the file or the audio file of the voice, we transcribe it using OpenAI transcribe recording module, and we pass it through the rest of the module. Now the rest of the module is also fairly easy. Now the first thing, I basically pull out some data from my database. I aggregate all of this data into one list, so I don't want to loop over them. I also get all of the currencies that I have on my Supabase database account. I aggregate them into one list. I get all of the categories I have, I aggregate into one list. Now you might ask me, why do I need to get all of the data in the workflow? The answer is simple. So let's say, imagine I have two currencies, United States dollars and I don't know, Britain pound or United Kingdom pounds or whatever. Okay, and let's say I specified in the prompt for the OpenAI module, if it was related to United Kingdom, then make it GBP, okay? If it was United States dollar, then make it USD dollars. Now let's say I added a new currency, like in the software, for example. If we came here and we add a new bank account, like this one, okay? Or add a new currency or whatever. Now, I have to go to the prompt and manually add in a new currency. So it's gonna be really tedious, boring, and I will end up not to really record the transaction. So what I thought of was, why in every time or in this scenario, I don't return all of the values, aggregate them into one list, and on the OpenAI module, on the prompts, basically I'm gonna specify that here are like the list you can choose from. Don't go outside of the list. Return me this JSON file. So the currency is basically gonna be pulled up from the currency list I gave it here, and so on. So it doesn't really give me anything outside of what I already have on my database. Okay. So it's a very simple prompt. I tell it if it was a text message or not. If it was not a text message, then definitely it's gonna be a voice message. So we're gonna transcribe the voice message, get the text out of that. We're gonna give it the list of currencies I have, accounts, categories, the example JSON, and that's it. And once it's done, it's gonna basically create a new Supabase record. If a statement, if it was added, then send me a successful message like this. If it didn't add it, then just tell me there was an error or whatever. So this was for the workflow automation. So the plan is very simple, okay? The first thing I did is basically I went to Supabase, which is a backend service. So you can create your database there. You can interact with the database easily. And you go to the dashboard, you create a new project. I'm gonna just create this project for you so you can see it. And let's see anyone here. Create a project. We're gonna wait a little bit, okay, till the project created. As you can see, the project state is still not active. So while it create the project, I want to ChatGPT, and I ask ChatGPT, I want to create a finance tracking software. In the software, I expect to have multiple bank accounts with multiple currencies. Also, I have different categories and of course, transactions records. Can you give me SQL Supabase schema for this? I just want for tables, which is gonna be transaction, accounts, currencies. What else? Transaction, account, currencies, categories. Yeah, that's mainly it. Okay. So I'm gonna send out to ChatGPT. This is the exact process I did. Now it created me this SQL code. Okay, now that's fine. So what I did, I copied this code. I went to the SQL editor. I paste it here and I click run. Now I already have that done here. So let me show you the database here. So this is the database I have. I have accounts, categories, currencies, transaction. If I go to the database visualizer, so you can see it in a better way. So this is my database, right? And it's basically all from the code generated by ChatGPT. Now, the next thing after creating this, we basically have our Supabase mostly ready. So now we need to start on the AI coding part. I'm using Windsurf. It's same like Cursor. So the first thing I'd like to do is basically I like to download this template. Next.js Supabase template on Vercel. You go here, copy this link, okay? So what this does is basically you can set up a Next.js. It's a web framework and AI is really good at working with Next.js. So it's gonna set up a Next.js integrated already for you, so you don't have to do the integration. There's a couple of variables you're gonna copy from your Supabase dashboard and automatically you're gonna have your project ready. So let's go to Windsurf. let's create a new project. Okay, here let's click file, open folder, desktop, new folder, YouTube file tracker. Okay, open, yes, and now we're gonna basically run npm, or sorry, we're gonna paste out the code that we have created. Now we're gonna wait till it set up the project for us. Okay, so while it set up the project for us, let me show you how I have created this Telegram trigger, because some people find it pretty tricky or it's not clear. So you're gonna go here, Telegram, you're gonna select on new message, triggers on message. Okay, you're gonna add a new credentials. So you're gonna essentially start with no credential there. Click on this link, go to the bot father, open the bot father. So select from the menu new bot, and you're gonna give your bot a name. So just type in anything, okay? And once you type anything, they're gonna ask you for a username for the bot. So the username of the bot has to be anything, but the most important thing, it has to end up with a bot. So it has to be something like this, my bot, okay? It has to end with underscore a bot. So once that's done, it's gonna give you this token to access the bot. So when you get this token, it's gonna also give you the link for your bot. So this is gonna be the link. Copy the token, go to n8n, paste it here, and click save. And now you have authenticated your Telegram bot to n8n, okay? So that's it for the n8n trigger. Now everything is fairly simple. We have switch statements. Basically, we say if there was a text message that exists, then it's probably a text. If there was a file ID exists, then it's a voice. We get the file, okay, by the file ID. We pass it to OpenAI transcribe module. So if I clicked here, add a node, OpenAI, you're gonna see transcriber recording, and you're gonna map it. Again, get accounts here. So I'm gonna select my personal account. I want to return a row. Operation is get many. The table I want to return is accounts. Return all of the records, and basically this is gonna how it looks like. This is all of the records returned up. So aggregate them. So this is how I aggregated them. I aggregated by the name and the ID. This is for the accounts. For currencies, I aggregated by the code of the currency, which is this. And for the categories, it's also by the name. So it returns something like this, okay? And on the prompt, I feed out every details, all of the aggregated data, the example JSON, and on the Supabase create row module, I basically selected that I want to insert amount, and I want to insert the amount that OpenAI was able to get. So basically select that, drop it here, and that goes for the other fields as well. And if it was successful, how we know if it was successful? If Supabase create a new row, give you an ID, then this is going to be the row ID. So it basically means that you have created a successful row. So if this exists, then it's true. If it did not exist, then it's false. If it exists, create a send message Telegram module and basically summarize the transaction in this way. Done. Okay, the Supabase item amount, Supabase item currency, Supabase item type, category, description, and account name. Now let's go back to Windsurf to see if it's done. Okay, it's still waiting. It's gonna take quite time here, so let's wait for it. Now it has been done with the installation and downloading process. So after it's done, we want to type in SD and go to this directory, which is called with Supabase app. Okay, and then we're gonna need to write npm run dev. So after that, we're gonna copy this link, We're gonna go here, go to that link. So you will see that it's set up Supabase with Next.js. Everything is done for you, sign in process. So you have this a very good starting point. Now we need to follow up this next steps. Okay, so let's go through it. First, create a Supabase project. We already created that. Declare environment variables. So declare environment variables is gonna look like this. We're gonna go to the test project we have created. We're gonna go to the project settings, and we're gonna go to the data API. We're gonna copy the project URL. We're gonna go here, rename this to amv.local, and basically paste your URL here. Also get your anon key here, copy, paste your anon key, Control S, and now let's go back to the website or the web page. Okay, the moment I pasted, I renamed the .env file to .env.local, and I pasted the environment variables. Now this project is basically connected to my Supabase. So if I actually sign up, let me go and sign up. But basically, before I sign up, let me go to the authentication, sign in, sign up. Also, let me disable the confirm the email. I want to confirm the emails. I'm gonna write hello at testapp.cc, anything. Okay, paste it here, sign up. Okay, email address is invalid. Let's try anything else. .com. Okay, for some reason it keeps telling me it's invalid. Let's check if it's already creating new emails or not. Okay, it didn't create. So let's type my personal email or any other email. Just done. Let's see if it's gonna actually not send the confirmation emails. We don't want to bother people. Okay, send the confirmation email. So we have to disable that. And I guess there's a save button here or something. Yeah, save. Okay. Now we can really use any email. Sign up. And thank you for the sign up. Please check your verification link. So we disable the verification link, so we can just simply we already signed them, by the way, here. So let's sign out. Let's sign in. Let's see what's gonna pull out. So it's pull out some details from the database, like the ID, the email I signed up with, and so on. So yeah, this is basically one of the most important steps. Okay, now I'm not gonna rebuild the entire software I built right here from scratch. Like, I'm not gonna redo all of that, but I'm gonna show you guys the process, how the process looks like. Okay, so the first thing is assuming now this is not like this is a test project, so we don't have any tables here. So let's say that this is the project. Okay, what I'm gonna ask the AI to do is basically this. This is the ultimate prompt you want to use to build this application. Okay, please go check the code base, see how we work with Supabase and how we have our auth setup. Understand every aspect of our app and do changes later on. What else do we need to add? Yeah, you know what, let's just create a database here. So let's go skill editor. Okay, so this query gives me my database scheme. So I'm gonna copy it as JSON. Give me for this schema, and you're gonna paste here. So this is the schema I already designed. So we're gonna wait till it loads. Okay, now it's done. I'm gonna come here, create a new snippet, and I'm gonna paste here, run. Okay, users already exists. We're already doing this here, so no, we won't gonna come here. This project, paste. Okay, now if I go to the table editor, I can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tables. Okay, so right now, when someone sign up, there is nothing gonna come here. So we need to create a trigger. When there is one signups, there should be an email that comes here. So we're gonna ask it, ChatGPT, where is that trigger or function when new Supabase auth user gets added? We add it to our users table, and it's gonna create a trigger for us. It really doesn't, it's not like big of a deal, but just let's go through it. So we're gonna copy this function, go to the SQL editor, paste it here, click run, okay, and we're gonna copy the trigger, gonna paste it here, run. So right now, if I signed up, so let's create a new account. Sign up, alex@anything.com, sign up. Okay, it says database error saving new users. So there's probably a problem here. Where could this problem be from? Okay, so I just debugged the problem, and it was mainly from the two functions ChatGPT previously gave us. So what we're gonna do is basically we're gonna ask Windsurf to create it for us. Can you create for us the function and the trigger that adds auth users to my users table on sign up? Okay, so it's gonna give it to us. I'm pretty sure Windsurf is gonna be more accurate than ChatGPT. So let's wait for it. Okay, and it created the function for us. So it gives us the creation for a new table, but we already created the table for users. So we're gonna copy this. We don't need row level security now. And we're gonna go here. Let's see if that's gonna work. Run this query. Oh. Okay, it's run pretty fast. Okay, let's now test a new email. So we should be able to sign up. Okay, we signed up, and we also should see ourselves in the users table. Okay, we see ourselves in the users table, so that's work. Okay, now basically this gives us the indicator that we integrated our project more with Supabase, which is good. So now the second thing, I'm gonna back here, and we're gonna continue our conversation with Windsurf. So let's okay. Let's generate the schema here. Give me Supabase SQL query to get my DB schema, tables and columns. Okay, so we're gonna get our database scheme so we can pass it to Windsurf. Here is my DB scheme. Give me skill query to insert some sample data in all tables except users table. Okay, so I want to fill out some sample data instead of doing it manually, because this is gonna really help us when we create dashboards to see if it was able to pull out numbers or no. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's give us this. Let's go here. Let me review it really quick. Copy, paste it here. So insert into currencies. So it inserts certain currencies, categories. Okay, accounts, do, checking, insert. Okay, run. Okay, now it's done. That's good. Now, if we go to our table, we can see that we have pretty much some good data here. Okay, now that makes sense. We're gonna ask it, can we change when users sign in? I want to show a finance tracker dashboard to show some stat and numbers based on the data, based on the database schema we have. Okay, so this is gonna be basically one of the also most important steps, because if it was able to really understand the context and know that when a user sign in, what page should it change, how it should be changed to, and so on, then it's gonna be a very big plus for this. A quick update here. So right now, since our last prompt, it's creating the new files, but as you can see, a lot of the files has errors, but I'm pretty confident based on my experience with Windsurf that Windsurf is going to eventually solve all of these problems. And there's a tiny, I don't know why this problem happens a lot here, but basically sometimes it's going to give you an error in this one. So let me check something here, if it created the card. Okay, so we have the card component, even though it showed it as a red, which is missing. But if you delete it and you paste it again, okay, let me go back, Control S. Okay, it should remove the red line, but let's wait a little bit. Let's add it ourselves. Add slash. Okay, add slash component slash card. Okay, we still did not add it. Okay, let's wait till it added. Let's see if it's here. No, it's not here. Components slash UI slash card. So this is components, and we have the card here. Okay, so that makes sense. Add. Okay, as you can see, done. It worked now. Okay, accept. We're gonna basically fix out these errors really quick. So we're gonna remove them, add them again. And it worked. Remove them, add them again. And it worked. Remove them and add them again. Okay, fix it. This one has a couple of errors here, so it's gonna be fixed as well. So we're gonna ask it to continue. Sometimes Windsurf just stops, so you're gonna just type in continue, so you can really continue. And this was what it was able to do right now. So as you can see, let's verify if this data are correct. So new clothes 25 to 250. Okay, let's go to Supabase. New clothes, expenses 250, and the currency is USD, which is right. So as you can see, simply we were able to pull out data from our database that's originally pushed by our n8n automation. So we can do pretty much everything I did in the software here. So anything I did here, we can also do it here. We can add a sidebar. We can ask it to create a new pages. Basically, the more chat you do with Windsurf, and this is the best thing about Windsurf, it's better understanding your context. To be honest, I didn't, like sometimes it lose context, but like I didn't really had any problems with it so far, like any major problems so far. It's very good with me to understand the code base. So you definitely have to look into that. So that's was for today's video, guys. Again, to recap, I wanted to create an n8n automation. I created that. In order to create for the n8n automation, I pushed the data to Supabase, and because I have the data stored in Supabase, I build a software using Windsurf on top of it. Most important thing in Supabase is basically having a database scheme, and we learn how we can use ChatGPT to do that. Okay, guys, see you in the next one. Take care.